3D scanners. There's a bunch of different options, a bunch of different prices, but which one should you buy and what are they each good for? Why are there so many of them? Isn't there just one that's the best for everything? Well, sort of, but not really just yet. It's really amazing how far scanners have come just in the last few years. I've tested out things like the Matter and Form, which frankly didn't work out at all. And several years back, the software has all improved, the hardware has all improved, the algorithms and the computers we're using have all improved, so the scanning experience has dramatically improved. Today, I'm just gonna go over all the Einscan 3D scanners. So starting right here, we've got the Einscan H, which is mostly for body scanning and medical applications. The HX, which uses blue laser and structured light so that you don't have to use coatings or sprays or different things, and it'll get dark objects and reflective objects much better. Then we've got the Einscan Pro HD back here, which can do large objects freehand, but it also comes with the automated scanning turntable, which makes scanning small parts in really high res very, very easy. And then of course we've got the Einscan-sp right here, which is a much more budget option for small parts and an automated turntable, but you can't do any freehand stuff with that. So let's get right into the differences and what you're gonna need from the different scanners, what they're gonna be used for. So, starting out, we'll start out with the H. The Einscan H was designed as a body scanner, a face scanner, or a limb scanner. It uses infrared light and structured light to pick up data. So this means it does a lot better job at getting hair and dark colors than any of the other scanners, and it's optimized. They did all the algorithms and everything in the software specifically for scanning full bodies and doing things like that. Now you'll notice that the H and the HX are a very similar form factor, if not the exact same form factor. And with that, some things you can know is they actually have the same plugs on the back and they share cables. If you look there, it's got the power cable and the USB connection. Now, between these two, they actually use the same type of markers too, something to note. They use these big reflective markers, whereas the Pro HD and the SP, and even the Pro 2X 2020, which isn't pictured here, they use these smaller markers where you can see between the two there. These ones are big and reflective. These ones are really just little white dots with black around them. So you can make your own, do different things with that. We've got other types of scanning accessories. Now, with the Einscan H, you won't really use markers much, but with the HX, you actually have to use markers on the laser mode, but you don't on the structured light mode. So with the Pro HD, you can opt to use markers, you can not use markers and just use feature alignment, or you can use the optional color pack that just plugs straight in and use the texture and colors of the object for alignment. Now, both of these scanners automatically do full color. It's built in and integrated, whereas this, you have to buy a separate pack. The SP over here is really just for small parts. If you need to do dark and reflective objects, a lot of my customers will get this, the HX, but this is really optimized for parts over around 200 millimeters. You can do a lot smaller parts with it, don't get me wrong, I've done some stuff, it just takes a lot more effort. Now with what some of my customers opt to do because of all that extra labor is this thing, which is under $3,000 at the time of this video. They can actually get this additionally, and it's got the full automated turntable function, which makes doing small parts a absolute breeze. It really, really changes the game. So between these two, this one's really going to be for your dark and reflective objects that you can't spray with something like AE Sub's disappearing scanning spray. This is basically spray paint that disappears with zero residue in about 3 to 4 hours, sometimes a little quicker depending on how hot it is outside, or if you're in a cold environment, it might take a little bit longer, but zero residue. This stuff is really, really impressive. You can get this on visionminer.com. And as a note, of course, all of these scanners are available on visionminer.com, and we use them. So when you buy from us, you get our support, and that's a really big factor. Or if you're still confused as to which one to buy, you can give us a call and we'll help work through your specific application. So between these two, the overall most versatile scanner is really the Pro HD, because you can do large parts like car bodies, but you can also use the turntable and get super tiny detailed parts. Now, if you need less than 10 micron accuracy, we've got some other stuff for you that we'll mention in a future video, so give us a call if that's you. But otherwise, down to 50 microns, this setup does a really, really great job. And I've done some testing at the highest resolution with the Einscan HX on a tiny little part. I believe it was a watch, and I also did a benchy. The Einscan HX took about maybe 10 or 15 minutes of scanning to really get all the little data points picked up at 0.5 millimeter resolution, whereas the Pro HD took about 5 minutes on the automated turntable, and I made a coffee while it was doing the scan, and the two scans really came out about the same. I'd almost prefer the Pro HD scan just because it was so easy. And with the automated turntable coded targets, these special things, it goes even higher resolution. Yeah, between the four, if you've got a bunch of small parts, the Pro HD. If you've got big parts that you can't code in anything, the Einscan HX. If you're doing bodies, the Einscan H. If you're doing just small parts and you're on a budget, the SP is a great option. If you got small parts and big parts, but really need the laser functionality of the HX, I highly recommend this along with the SP just for workflow. But overall, this will get you a lot of different things very well, very easily. We've got some videos on how it works, and it is a great scanner. Now, every scanner that you buy from Einscan, aside from the SP and SE series, which are the lower end ones, all these bigger ones come with a free copy of Solid Edge Shining 3D Edition, which is a CAD program. Now, these also can come with Geomagic Essentials by 3D Systems, which is a mesh manipulation software that helps you clean up the scans, and it works with millions and millions of points really efficiently. And that's part of the Red Bundle, or the Reverse Engineering Design Bundle, and that's about an extra $2,000 for the software. Now, if you bought the software by itself, it'd be about $3,000 at the time of this filming, so it is a really good deal and a great tool if you're not already using some sort of mesh manipulation program. Now, as far as CAD programs go, if you're already using Fusion 360 or SolidWorks or any of the other main players, then exporting meshes into those programs is very easy. It's not a big deal, but they're not as good as manipulating millions and millions of points. They're just, the engines aren't designed for it. So having a separate software like Geomagic can be really, really handy. Anyway, let me know what questions you have down below about any of these scanners or scanning in general, scanning different types of parts, and we're gonna do another video where we actually answer all of your questions in an FAQ style roundtable, if you will. If you like this type of content, hit that like button and subscribe if you want more of it. And thanks for watching. Have a positive rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video.